And we have returned. Welcome back to the stream, everybody. That was Smiles and Tears, which is, of course, well, I don't know if it's specifically a song from EarthBound or if it's just a song from the Mother series in general, but of course that is the version from the Smash Bros. Ultimate soundtrack, which is a well I keep going back to because, I don't know, the Smash Ultimate soundtrack is great for, like, these older video game songs. But yeah. At long last, I am finally going to finish EarthBound. It's only taken me, what, a month to finally get back to it? And I don't even know if there's a whole lot left to the game. I think it's just the final fight, so we'll see what happens. I don't know how long. Once again, everything seems a little bit dark. Okay, that brightens things up a little bit. It's always hard to judge with the sun just coming right in through that window, you know? Maybe I need a light as well. Maybe that one. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I had this issue yesterday as well. The sun! Well, it's not terribly sunny out right now. But yes, welcome back to the Stream Baked. Hopefully you're having a lovely Sunday. One of these days I might get a proper lighting setup. You know, get like one of those ring light things to put behind the computer. Probably not. There's several other things I need to get, like a new video card, for example. But yeah. Anyway, we're gonna dive into EarthBound pretty much immediately here and see if we can finish it. See if this thing still works. There we go. And depending on how quickly I finish this, I might just go play some more Kirby after this, or maybe I'll just only stream this and leave it at that. I've got other stuff needs doing today, so we'll see what happens. Oh, the other thing I need to do, of course, is do some cable rearranging. Very professional of me, of course, as always. Switch over to the yonder thing. I've got the capture card all reset from streaming Kirby yesterday. Now, I believe I was just at the point where I had to go deal with the final boss, so we'll see what happens. I honestly don't think there's too much more, but, well, the reason why I wanted to certainly take my time with it is there's actually a lot of stuff you can do after you've beat the final boss in the game. What is this thing? What does this do again? Can be sold for a very high price. Nothing happens if you use it. A good explanation is kind of tough. Let's see. Okay, so I need to hop in that thing to go to the final boss. Who are you talking to? I don't know, myself, maybe? You know something really stupid I'm going to do? Let's head back to Onett. God, it's been so long, I can't remember how to play the damn game. I see Onett is still in the throes of an alien invasion. That's alright, we're gonna deal with that little problem now in a moment. Hello Rolls, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday. I'm gearing up for the final boss here, I believe. Mechanical Octobot! You're no match for me, Octobot! And your name is very non-indicative anyway, because you only seem to have 4 limbs. Alien robot is a lie. Go figure. Oops. Somehow that doesn't count as them getting the jump on me. And I believe the evil eye is a bit of a bastard, so let's take it out first. Damn right you failed. Alright, that's good to hear, Rolls. Yeah, my weekend hasn't been too bad so far. I managed to get a few little things done, but nothing big. But yeah, one of the really stupid things that I want to do is, it's been a while, but you may recall that I somehow got 2 Swords of Kings. Sword of Kings? Don't get yourself knocked off. Oh, be strong while you were gone. Oh, is it my line now? Oops. The swords of kings, my precious. Yeah, see, I have another Sword of Kings right there. So, just for shits, I'm going to have Pooh have both of them in his inventory. I can only use one. I can only use one, but I am going to have it with me for the final fight anyway. Let's take out the bicycle too, because I can use that afterwards, I think. Ness can take it. And let's see, what can I store? I know, I've got a bunch of ridiculous things here I want to use in the final fight, so I think I'll hang on to it. You know what, let's put away the slime generator and the neutralizer. I don't think that's really going to help me any. He says when he takes out a copy of a great weapon that he can't use. I'll put away the hungry HP sucker as well. See, because I want to stock up on multi-bottle rockets, is the thing. That's going to be Jeff's main offensive capability in the final fight here. Put away the baddest beam. Probably the neutralizer as well. And maybe the counter psi unit? Although I don't think that's actually going to help. Yeah, let's put away the counter psi unit. And we need to have ourselves one last snack of whiskey. Do you want to eat some whiskey? Yes, Mom. Yes, I do. Are you more relaxed? Of course I am. Just chowed down on some delicious, delicious whiskey. So many enemies. Oh yeah, I forgot he can do that. I might just get my ass beat. Can I run away? Okay, thank God. Number's just going down! Mom, I need some more whiskey, Mom. Some alien goons just beat the shit out of me. Oh wait, that was the wrong thing to use. Healing. We need to use Psi healing. Give me the whiskey, Mother! Mother, I require the sauce, Mother! Okay, let's head outside and immediately use teleport, because holy crap. Although, I suppose, yeah. Okay, only 2. Oh, wait. All still paralyzed. Shit. Wow, I'm really not off to a good start here. Run away! Okay, you know what? Screw going back in for the whiskey. I think this healing stops paralysis. Okay, good. Because I can more or less get free healing in Saturn Valley as well. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. It's true, you can't go home again. Alright, let's go to Deep Darkness. I think the arms dealer is here somewhere. We have 4 items. Hello there, how may I help you? Diamond Band, Charm. Okay, yeah, you... oh, there's the arms dealer there. Hey, fella. I would like all your multi-bottle rockets, please. As many as I can get. You need to give these children heavy ordnance to save the world. See, here's the thing. You must never give children explosive implements unless they tell you they're fighting an alien invasion. If that's the case, it is your civic duty to help them. But that only makes sense, right? The funny thing is, I don't know how difficult the final boss fight is going to be. Because like in every game in the series, the actual final boss, there's a trick to beating him. But the penultimate boss, if I hit him with enough bottle rockets, I'm probably just going to win anyway. Jeff is the MVP, after all. Yeah, let's sell this, Mediotite. Good luck, buddy! Let's go have a little rest at Saturn Valley and let the games begin! Or end, as they may be. Do you want slumber? KO. Boing. Alright, you crazy sons of bitches, what do I need to do? Finally, it's complete! The Phase Distorter version 2 is equipped with 2 new features. First, it can repair your biological functions. Second, it can save your progress. Don't be afraid, get right in. There is just one thing, though. You might not be able to return, so make sure you're optimally outfitted. Are you ready to go? Even if you're not 100% perfectly, completely ready, you should be as prepared as possible. It would be for the best. Without careful preparation, you would be in big trouble. Just want to make sure you're ready. Let me know when your preparations are complete, but I am ready. Good, at last. The time has come. Are you ready? Remember, the Phase Distorter version 2 is equipped with 2 new features. First, it can repair your bio- I know this. Don't be afraid, get right in. Oh yeah, it's this place. Oh, hey, old man! Greetings! So you are finally here! Excellent, you are truly excellent. There is only a little time left. I'll give you the last power. I must go now. Ah, Pooh became conscious of Starstorm Omega. Kidnapped! I was! Boing! Kidnapper! Bad guy! Bad guy gone! Zoom! Where? To the past! Ding ding! Let's check the broken phase distorter. There was a horn of life. Mr. Saturn is weird. They all are. The Mr. Saturns is. But yeah, there's a cave in deep darkness that leads out to that area up there, so I've already seen this place. The phase distorter has been completed. But wait, so this is phase distorter Mark III, yeah? I don't really understand the logic here, but okay. You could finish it quickly because of Mr. Saturn's incredible scientific skill. Giygas is attacking from our exact location, but he is attacking from many years in the past. This is very hard for me to tell you, but we must warp to the past and fight, but past. We here too. Boing. It's very hard for me to tell you, but in order to defeat Giygas, who is attacking from the past, you must warp to the past. This can be done by way of the Phase Distorter 3. However, the machine cannot warp living things. I mean, life forms. Life is demolished in the process of warping. The only way to accomplish the time travel is transfer your brain program into a robot and send the robot to the past. The transfer means that your spirit will go with the robot, while your body is left behind. I cannot promise that your spirit will come back after the battle in the past. Yet you must understand that the four of you are the chosen ones. Also, I don't want to deal with any awkward situations when two of you discover that you're both my sons. Yes. So, you know, you definitely have to get in these robotic bodies, so we can't do a DNA test, and never mind all that. Go save the world. You still wish to face Giygas by traveling to the past? You accept this while knowing that you may not be able to return to your current form. Right? Yes, I see. You have really set your mind on this. You take a good look at you now. Yes, please give me that red cap. Ready? Stand by. This might be a bit hard on the eyes, gonna warn you right now. Although I think the flashes have been deadened a bit from the original version of the game. Yeah, I think this used to be a lot brighter. I am playing this on the SNES Classic, so there's been a few minor changes made, I think. Ness, Paula, Pooh, Jeff, my son. Ness, my son. Wait, there's no turning back now. Ness, activate the Phase Distorter 3 by your own hand, thereby following your own destiny. Will you do so? Only a few people know of your amazing courage, but the number of people you saved through that bravery is immense. I feel very fortunate to be present at the beginning of this monumental undertaking. Look at all these weirdos helping me save the world. What a bunch of freaks. Not that I can talk, certainly. Robots! I like how Ness is the only one they bother to differentiate, and everyone else is like, yeah. I mean, they could have... They could have given Paula her ribbon, and Jeff, like, his bow tie or something, and Pooh, they maybe could have given him a little antenna, like that little bit of hair on his head, but no, Ness is the only one that matters. Input your command. Repair. Communicate. Ness, it's your dad. Who is this? Ness? Do you have a cold or something? You sound like some kind of robot fella. Oh, he sounds kind of funny. Oh, well, that's okay. I don't think I'm actually going to save it, though. Just in case. Goes to Starman and its cohort. Nuclear reactor robot! Greetings, fellow robots. Why are we fighting? We should be friends. Stop doing that! I legitimately don't know how much there is to this area. The ultimate Octobot! I think I'm pretty well over-leveled for the final fight anyway, but it's just well to gain a few more if I can. I mean, clearly I must be pretty overleveled if I can just immediately eradicate an enemy if I come up on it from behind. The Wild and Woolly Shambler! What a weird looking enemy. Which, considering this game is full of weird looking enemies, that's saying something. It's just a weird, tentacly alien in a comfy blanket. Bunch of goofy-looking robots. See your shield save you now! Bunch of robotic children just running through here screaming with baseball bats and frying pans. I'm gonna backtrack to the phase distorter though, because there was a little path a bit north of it that I feel like maybe there's something up there. Let's go check it out. If nothing else, it'll help me gain a few more experience points, I guess. Only save yourself for so long, nuclear reactor robot. Yes, boy. Thankfully, the encounter rate doesn't seem absurdly high here. The what? The squatter demon? Okay. One of these things is not like the others. It's very dissimilar to all the other enemies I've run across so far. Okay, that doesn't lead me anywhere. Yeah, and the layout is basically the same as the other place, of course, because we just traveled back in time, that's all. I don't know, the wee little robot fellows just amuse me. I don't know what it is. Oh, I probably should have healed up back at the phase disorder. No odds. I'm sure I'll be fine. Ness has a pile of side points, and I don't really know how much of them I'm going to use during the final fight, so I can just use him to heal everybody up at the end. Ness's level is now 84! As if Ness needs to be any more overpowered. World's strongest 13-year-old. Oh wow, I nearly had Paula drop. That would have been a mistake. I mean, not that it would have been too difficult to bring her back, of course, but... still would have been a nuisance. Bunch of robotic children wandering around beating up aliens. Oh, whoa! Lousy jerk ended up getting the jump on me. Thought it'd be the other way around. No odds. He will fall just the same. Much like his friend here. Ah, gifts from the past. There's a legendary bat inside. The distant past. What a weird place to find a baseball bat. Ooh. What are the descriptions of these? Let's go equip this weapon. Okay. I figured they'd say something a bit, you know, more elaborate about the weapons, but I guess not. Sphere! What's the Starman and its cohort? The final Starman! Oh yeah. Power shield. I can't recall if that also reflects psi powers or not. Let's find out, shall we? Oh, it's gone anyway. Never mind. Okay, good. The butterfly's still there. Let's use my massive life up ability. And then eat this relaxing butterfly. Nom nom nom. Wow, even this far into the game, like at the very end, Paula's hit points are pretty damn low. Because her hit points are maxed out. Oh, that's not good. Quickly! Paula will kill the thing in retaliation. Oh, thank God. Just barely saved Paula. That rocks. You confront the Bionic Kraken! Yeah, I don't know that the Bionic Kraken's gonna be that big of a threat. And no more it's not. More concerned about the Starman, honestly. Especially when they can use Starstorm. Like this bastard right here. Oh no. See? There it is. Okay. Thankfully, Pooh has a fair amount of hit points, so he should be able to survive until I can heal them. And thanks to Paula's guts, she wasn't killed. She managed to hold out at 1 hit point. It's real neat that that's a mechanic in the game. There, put the thing down. We're there yet? Oh, we're there! We're at the incredibly gross-looking place. Ah, look at these lovely intestines. Organic meat mechanic. Hi, Giygas. Oh, hello, me. It's distressing. Hello, Pokey, you son of a bitch. Yes, are you surprised? It's me, Pokey. I assist only the strong and able. That's Pokey. You guys look pathetic. The Apple of Enlightenment has already made a prediction, but I won't let what the Apple of Enlightenment predicted take place. You guys will be beaten by Giygas. Giygas will be stronger, a more powerful entity than any other. Why? 'Cause of me! I was led by Giygas and now I'm here. The Apple of Enlightenment couldn't predict this. Master Giygas. No. Giygas is no longer the wielder of evil. He has become the embodiment of evil itself, which he cannot control on his own. He is the evil power. Oh, I really like this song. Just wait for it to kick in. Because, you know, it's all this, like, neat kind of retro 8-bit kind of song, and then... Well, we're almost at the end of the intro. Let's try using Psyrockin', why not? Oh, here it is. And then this happens. Oh shit. Oh wow, Ness is dying. Okay, note to self, attacking Giygas is a bad idea. Did not work on Giygas. Of course he's releasing very stinky gas. It's 145, susceptible to brain shock. Ooh. Hey Ness, how about you heal yourself before you die? Hey Ness, how about you heal yourself before you die? Honestly, I feel like Ness is going to be best served trying to keep people alive. Does anybody actually know Brain Shock? I don't think they do. Huh. Actually, you know what? Psy-Freeze. Psy-Freeze is always a good bet. Actually, you know what? Rather than use a multi-bottle rocket, let's just spy on Giygas, see what it says about him. Probably nothing, but... Apollo might be down. Apollo's down! I understand you guys are already claiming to be heroes. Well, it is a gazillion years too early for you to oppose Giygas. It must feel pretty stupid to keep fighting without even knowing what Giygas looks like. If you were ever to see Giygas, you'd be so petrified with fear you'd never be able to run away. That's how scary it is. So do you want me to turn off the devil's machine? Well, prepare to be amazed. Oh, I think I've actually already beaten Pokey. So isn't this terrifying? I'm terrified too. Giygas cannot think rationally anymore. And he isn't even aware of what he's doing now. I like how Paula is just dead there. His own mind was destroyed by his incredible power. What an almighty idiot. Yep, that's what he is. And you will be just another meal to him. Paula got hurt and collapsed. Oh no. I like how I saved up and bought all those bottle rockets, but I don't actually need them because I've overpowered myself so much. Okay, we're gonna have Pooh bring Paula back. Because the fun thing about this is Paula is very important to this. You know what, let's use a multi-bottle rocket on Giygas anyway out of spite. Like, you need Paula to finish the game. She needs to be on her feet. Yes. Did not work on Giygas. Okay. Yes. You cannot grasp the true form of Giygas' attack. Yes. Hello, B. Jonas. Welcome back to the stream. Yes, I'm already at Giygas. As a matter of fact, I'm very close to finishing the game, it seems. Now, I know what it is I actually need to do here, but I thought that Pokey was going to come in and kind of hint at what I needed to do. But what I need to do is this. I don't know if I actually have to do it just yet, but we'll see what happens with the pray command. Whoa! A mysterious light enveloped Ness and his friends. Okay, yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to use it yet. I need to try to cause as much damage to him as I possibly can. In that case... Now, it didn't work the first time around, but let's see if it works again. Ah, there he is. You must really be at the end of your rope. In this bizarre dimension, you four are the only force fighting for justice. And here you stand, waiting to be burned up with all the rest of the garbage of this universe. Ha! It's so sad I can't help but shed a tear. You know, my heart is beating incredibly fast. I must be experiencing absolute terror. You want to scream for help here in the dark? Why not call your mommy, Ness? Say, Mommy, Daddy, I'm so frightened. I think I'm gonna wet my pants. I know you have telepathy or something, so just try and call for help. You pathetically weak heroes of so-called justice. No one will help you now. Don't worry, your pitiful suffering will be over soon. And here it is. Now I think I need to use Pray. Hello, Drew Cube. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Now you see, you say final boss already, but I've actually been streaming EarthBound for a couple of months now, and I haven't actually played it in a month. I've been sitting at just before the final boss for a month, and I haven't streamed it, so... Figured today was high time to finish it. It hurts. It hurts. Paula prayed from the bottom of her heart. Please give us strength. If it is possible, please. Somebody, help us. EarthBound is a good time. EarthBound is one of my favorite games. Specifically, one of the reasons being this ending scene, like the final boss. The specific way you have to beat him is just really unique. All of the Mr. Saturns felt a new, startling feeling they had never experienced before, and they all started praying for the safety of Ness and his friends. Giygas' defenses became unstable. Yeah, you know what? Ness is gonna be mostly relegated to keeping everybody alive. Because Paula's really the only one who could do anything now, I think. All the damage I'm doing to him is basically doing nothing. Please, give us strength. Anyone who can hear a plea, help us. Ah, the Runaway 5. I like how one of them was just grooving with that bikini lady. I probably will stream Mother 3 eventually. Hey, who knows, maybe Nintendo will finally officially localize it, they probably won't. Though I've heard that there is a pretty good English language patch for it, and that's probably what I'll stream. Heard a lot of really good things about that game, but I've loved the other two games in the series, so, you know. Suddenly, one of the Runaway 5 felt something stop him, and he prayed fervently for the safety of Ness and his friends. Yeah, I mean, if they haven't officially localized it yet, Lord knows if they ever will. It hurts, Ness. Go back. Oh no. Oh no, Jeff! Oh, you've got a fan-translated Kurt? Nice. I've heard that there's been some pretty good, like, physical reproductions of several games that have never actually been localized. Which is neat. Who was able to move? Hurts, Ness. I'm happy. Ness. Speed this prayer to all the people of the earth. You know, for the longest while, I thought that cat that was on top of the Polestar preschool was like a statue or something. But it's an actual cat, apparently. Paula's father thought he somehow heard his daughter's voice, and prayed sincerely for the safety of Paula and her friends. "106 hit points of damage to Giygas. It hurts, it hurts. Ness, 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 Ness. I feel good. Now, if you were feeling particularly childish or dirty-minded and you name Ness something else, please give us strength. Like, you would have had an instance where Giygas kept repeating his name, but it was probably just him going like shit, 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 shit over and over again. Which, fitting considering the circumstances, I guess. Anyone who can hear our plea, help us. Oh, there's Tony losing his mind again. Tony and his weird face. Suddenly, Tony felt anxious about Jeff. and he prayed strongly for the safety of Jeff and his friends. Damn, Pooh! Please grant us power. Anyone who can hear our plea, help us. Help us. Help us. A young woman in Dalam woke from a dream in which Prince Pooh died, and she began to pray for the well-being of Pooh and his friends. Just her nightly dream of Pooh dying. Back. Hurts, Ness! Hurts, it hurts! Ness, 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 Ness. Ness, 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 Ness. Ness, Ness. This fight is incredibly distressing if you think about it, though. Please grant us strength. Anyone who can hear our plea, we ask for this. Oh, thanks for the follow there, Drew Cube. Greatly appreciated. Now it's Frankie. Suddenly, Frank recalled Ness's shining young face and began to pray diligently for the safety of Ness and his friends. Thanks, Frank. Go back. I'm happy. Please grant us power. Speed this prayer to all the people of the earth. Ah, here we go. Of course it was fast. She did say to speed the prayer to all the people of the earth. Suddenly, Ness's mother felt terribly uneasy, and she began to pray for the safety of her son and his friends. Also the dog, Wolf. And then this happens. I forgot how... I forgot how unsettling this looked when you got this far into the fight. It's like a deluge of clown vomit. A storm of shittery. Ness. Ness, 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 Ness. I can't think of anyone else. Someone, anyone, please help us! Paula's call was absorbed by the darkness. Ah, but there's one more person they haven't asked for help yet. Someone, can you hear me? Every SNES game has to use the advanced graphics capabilities of the SNES GPU. It's true, they really took advantage of the system's hardware in a lot of games that they made. Someone, can you hear me? Please give us strength. Paula and her friends' calls touch the heart of... Cat. Prayed for the kids, having never met them before. Kept praying. Who's this, I wonder? Cap kept praying. God damn it, that's right, I'm gonna beat the final boss. Cap kept praying. That's one of my favorite things about this game, because they rather innocuously ask you for your own name a couple of times throughout the course of the game, and this is the payoff for it. The payoff is that you defeat the final boss. Ness! Well, it's going to seem like I'm running away, but perhaps I'll just sneak away to another era to think about my next plan. It's a good bet that we will see each other again. Alright, I'll be seeing you. So now which one of us which one of us do you think is the cool guy? Not the one who's running away. Hello, Zanmen. Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. We've just personally defeated an eldritch horror, so, you know, our day's going alright. I don't know, as a kid, though, that was like one of the, I don't know, it really affected me as a kid. The fact that the game asked you to defeat the final boss for it. Like, the player character. Well, not the player character, the player. It's a really good example of early fourth wall breaking in video games, and it's great. I really appreciate it. Robots! The war against Giygas is over. And now our spirits ascend into divinity. These children become akin to gods. Although, honestly, we'd probably settle for just our spirits going back to our bodies. You know, just saying. Nice that they gave Ness a backup cap, seeing how he did go back to the past in his robot form. With the hat. Although if this game really wanted to have a dark ending, Ness's own spirit gets lost along the way and he doesn't return. But no, it's not going to do that. I've never felt so alive! Travels together end here. I must return to Dalam and use this experience for the good of my country. Ness, Paula, Jeff. Let me demonstrate a strange power before I go. I realize this power as a child. Sigh farewell. Now! See you again someday. Sigh farewell. Drops presents. I like to imagine that animation is just Jeff, like, walking over and fervently shaking her hands. Paula, Ness. It was great to hang out with you guys. It really was. I'm glad that I had the chance to use some of the theories that I have been studying so hard. Most of those theories involve shooting rockets at things, I've noticed, Jeff. Are you... Is there a specific branch of science you're trying to get into? Mad science, perhaps? It's remarkable. If... Just maybe. Well, if you two get hitched someday, maybe I'll be the one that fixes your broken electronic appliances. I'm gonna stay here for a while, see if I can learn more from Dr. Andonuts. I mean, from my dad. So it looks like this is goodbye for now, my friends. And I'm going to talk to this weird critter right here. Ness, will you escort me home? Now, there's a couple of different ways this can go. If I say no, she says that she'll escort me home, and then she comes home with me. But I want to do a little bit of exploration, because you can at the end of the game. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to escort her home. I'll miss all of you, but I have to go back to being just a regular kid. Well, I gotta get going. There's a letter from Tony inside. Ness takes it. There's a letter from Mom inside. Letter from kids inside. Just general kids. Oh, the other thing I forgot is I was going to use some of my ridiculous items. Like the monkey's love, for example. But the final fight went through so quickly that I didn't have the chance. But the monkey's love does absolutely nothing. It's basically like a sealed kiss. So anyway, I forgot to use it, but there we are. Dear Jeff, everything's really going great here. I wish I could have gone with you on your adventure, even just part of the way. But instead I'm sitting here waiting for you in Winters. I want to see you again as soon as possible. I can't wait to see your cheerful face. Bet your glasses are dirty. If you come back, I'll clean them for you. Like I said, I'm waiting for you. Yours truly, Tony. P.S. Don't show this letter to anyone. Whoops. Dear Ness, how are you? Since you left home on your journey, things have changed around here. For example, I don't have as much laundry. Nope, you'll never be a regular kid again after that experience. No, the nightmares are going to last for a lifetime. Also, we don't seem to eat whiskey as much as we used to. Ah yes, these are the major differences. With Ness not being home. Cleaner laundry, not as much alcohol flowing through the house. I heard that you defeated some universal evil character. What was it? Googie or something like that? Googie. Even after all this time, we find it amazing that they could implement variable pitch text in this game. If you ask me, you said the CPU was not fast enough to render it. Well, that's the thing. They really pushed the limits of what they could put in a cart for this game, because I can't remember the exact story behind it now, but it's often been stated that, like, a lot of the songs in this game take samples from actual, like, music. There's a lot of samples from Beatles songs in here, for example. And a lot of it is just stuff that's been pitched weirdly, reversed, rearranged, that kind of thing. And the soundtrack for the game is so extreme that they had to come up, I think, with some kind of new mathematic algorithm to crunch the code to get it all to fit on the cartridge, because otherwise they were never able to get it to work. Oh no, yeah, the CPU itself, never mind, yeah. But no, there's a lot of crazy stuff they were able to pull off with the Super Nintendo that you would never think they'd be able to do, right? Again, Super Castlevania 4 is a good example where they really went to town with the whole Mode 7 thing. Well, that sounds really great. I want to hear all the details, so hurry home, okay? Better have the whiskey on hand, Mom. I've got a lot of really dark tales to tell you about fighting the universal horror. Tracy Brew and I are waiting for you. Love, Mama. Mama. Hey, Mama. Wah. Dear Paula, how are you doing? I'm fine. I'm fine too. So are me. So are what? Me also. Me okay. Please come and play with us again at the Polestar Preschool. Oh yeah, one more thing. Bring us some presents, if you have any. Sincerely, your friends at the Polestar Preschool. Was scared. Now KO. I strong. Boing. Incredible. Excellent. I'm not quite sure what for, but congratulations on a job well done. Admittedly, I don't really know a whole lot about how, like, they get the mechanical side of things to work with all these games, especially the older ones. I wish I did. That's something I should probably study sometime, just to brush up on how exactly this shit was made, because I imagine it's wild. Like, I know there's a lot of crazy stories about the development of this game, trying to get it to work on the Super Nintendo. And just the animations that they were able to do and stuff like that. Like you say, it's like, yeah, it's just wild. If we ever have the chance to get together again, let's go on a picnic or something. Maybe we could play horseshoes, too. Sure thing, old man. It was in Winters that we last met? I just got here. Tee. Chance of Giygas gaining victory with his monstrous plan is 99%. However, your courage has produced a 1% chance that Giygas fails. I must try to come to a deeper understanding of this trait called courage. Why are you talking about it as if it hasn't happened? We won. It's a miracle! A miracle that has only happened because of your great courage. Believe me, I went through a lifetime's worth of stress while you were gone. I just wish I could have come with you as a robot. I should have used the phase distorter. What a story that would have been. Scientist and 4 kids save the world! Scientist and his illegitimate children. Wait. It was fun hanging out together. Hey, I have a letter for you. Ness, you've read it already. That Tony has a heart of gold. Zoom! Oh, wheeze. Breathe is so good! What? I think new things, difficult things, from now. And then that Mr. Saturn becomes a supervillain. Happy, boing. More happy, ding ding. Much more happy. Boo-boos? What? Big happy zoom! I do what I say. Cross heart. Okay, let's just use the Psy teleport to bring Paula home. Or I can do that. Alright, let's do it here. Alright, I actually have a list of places that I need to go to, just in case I would have forgotten everything. Yeah, I think what happens is that if you decide not to take Paula home, she immediately takes you home, and then the game ends. But if you take Paula home, you can still travel around after you drop her off. Kidnapping is wrong! I'll be careful not to kidnap anyone. Didn't I see you at the Topola Theater in Forsyth? So you're running away at 5 groupie too. Okay, not everybody has new things to say, but... The Orange Kid is deep into a world-class invention. Must be hard being an ultra genius. What does he have to say now anyway, I wonder? Did you come here to get your investment money back? No? Can you wait a little longer? I promise that I'll finish my brilliant invention. I rely on your support, even though I am a super genius. Buddy, your neighbor just helped me save the world. You're useless. He's smiling. Ness, thank you for escorting me home. There was something I wanted to tell you, but I've forgotten it. I'm sure I'll remember by the time I see you again. Well, I guess this is it. Goodbye. So long. See ya. Bye. Now you're gonna see me again right now. Thank you for saving Paula. You are my hero. You lost some weight since I last saw you last, Ness. Paula must have had quite an adventure. I'm glad you live so close to us. Why don't you drop by more often? I'm working on making better whiskey. Yes, this new boy my daughter seems to be interested in is a raging alcoholic at age 13. So, you know, rather than maybe try to do something about that, I am going to start feeding his addiction by brewing my own whiskey. You're a very strong young man. My opinion of you has changed. Perhaps you should continue dating Paula. Just treat her right. Come by and visit any time. You can even sleep on the living room couch instead of the one in the den. Okay. Sure thing, old man. Meow. Yes, I guess it's time for you to go home. Everyone is probably worried about you. Now, I could go home, or I could go on an adventure. Now, I could just travel the whole distance myself, like, on foot, but, that is a thing I can do. But instead, let's not. Okay, so the first place to go is Underworld. Specifically, I have to find the Tenda village in the Underworld. You know, this place right here. No. Even though I listened to the talkative Mystery Rock story, I don't understand what he's talking about. I think the rock is the only thing that has something new to say. I don't need words anymore. I'll turn back into a simple rock. Who are you talking to? Alright, let's go to Tenda Village. Or, you know, I can do that. Let's give myself a bit more space. Because I think some of the Tendas have new dialogue, and I can get that book back. Hi! Smile. Welcome! To this far, take a rest. Long journey must have been. In the whole inn we have. Free stay? I'm good, thank you. I'm a woman. Did you think I was a man? The book Overcoming Shyness was very helpful to us. We've kept it for a long time, but I'll return it now. Thank you very much. You have too much stuff to receive the book. Get rid of something. I didn't give Jeff the letter from Tony. Apparently I'm just gonna hang on to that. Ness got the Shyness book. We're living in peace now. A wide variety of lifestyles. Thank you very much. Would you like some tea? Sure. Drink. Drink. Hi, how are you today? Oh, you're not feeling well? Be healthy. Underground, very large area. Exist dinosaurs. Big, scary, lost underworld. Stone, there he is. Talks lots. Oh, you made a Mr. Saturn gif? Nice. I'll have a look at that now when we're done streaming here. I like the Horn of Life. Give me the Horn of Life. I give you something. Look at list. I'm good, thank you. Will you give me the Horn of Life? I may as well give it to him. I give you plain roll. You happy? I'm happy. My power. Awe-inspiring. Recently, everyone is able to talk a lot, so I've lost my identity. Okay, this isn't really necessarily, like anything big. But I can ride the bicycle again now. Okay, not there. I can ride the bicycle again now, and specifically, I can ride the bicycle in the swamp. Yeah, Ness is wickedly happy on the bike for some reason. I don't know how he's even capable of riding the bike in the swamp like this, but here we are. It can't be good for the, bike mechanism itself, you know? It's got superhuman calves. Well, Ness is probably the strongest being in the universe at this point, so I suppose it makes sense. Anyway, where's the next place for me to go visit? Can't have I given myself enough room to actually go anywhere? I don't think there's anything new at Deep Darkness. Let's go to Dalam and talk to Pooh. Prince Pooh has returned, so everyone is extremely happy. Please stay and relax. Hey Pooh. You're here! We have little, but stay and rest for a while. But I'm impressed. You did so well for one who hasn't had much training. As I thought, the prophecy foretold of our only chance for success. Please enjoy the life ahead of you as a regular boy. We understand that you've experienced hardship in the past. No one could fight the evil entity except you. We are proud. We are happy. What else? Let's go back to Summers, because I think there's a couple of things I can do there as well. Specifically in the museum and, the Stoic Club. Oh, Undertale does a similar thing, lets you talk to everybody after the final boss. This is now a truck stop. Absolutely no miners admitted. The management, the lazy cowpoke stop and go. What a weird place to put a truck stop, but okay. But yes, I think if I go up to this, the room up here where I had to get the translation, there's still an enemy in here. Actually, no, the enemy would only be there if I left him. But that's actually subject to a glitch. Because what'll happen is, if you fight that enemy up there and it kills you, you'll just have a repeated version of the game over screen. You'll be locked in a loop and you won't be able to get out of it. Okay, Jeff's in Saturn Valley, so I can't go see him there. I think there's a couple of things I can do in Fourside still. Specifically in the Montoli building and Jackie's Cafe. I misjudged you guys. Thought you were little snot-nosed punks. I know better now. Last night there was a solitaire tournament. I lost my shirt. I'll invite you next time. You even know what solitaire is? Oh, Ness! I'm Gildegard Montoli. Don't you remember me? I returned this building to Mr. Enrich Flavor. Now I'm working as an elevator man. I'm very happy, and it's good to be alive. I heard of your many successes. Wonderful. I think I can go have a chat with Mr. Enrich Flavor. I like how it's still playing the spooky music. A lot has happened to me. I have to try to sort it all out. Thinking is tough for me. When I'm off duty from my bodyguard job, I still have a lot of pent-up energy. But don't worry, I won't come after you. Unless you're kinda itching for a fight. Yeah, I like how the bodyguard characters just keep wanting to pick want to keep picking a fight with this child. I was like, I'm not gonna come after you unless you really want to. Okay, yeah, if I want to talk to Mr. Enrich Flavor, I think I need to go further upstairs. Enjoy your ride, even though it's only one floor. Excuse me while I get lost in this maze of doors. Wait, what? There's a sudden gut spill inside. Look at this item I apparently missed. Ah, there she is. Thanks for dropping by, even though there's nothing to do, honey. Here we go, this is where the boss man is. You brought the town of Fourside back to life. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Now to get my ass back out of here. Because there's one more place I need to visit in Fourside. I like how it decides to play the spooky music whenever you ride the elevator, but after that, it's fine. I was wondering if she was still going to accuse me of staring at her hips. Lady, don't flatter yourself. I have a girlfriend. We fought eldritch horrors and saved the universe. It's a bond that you just don't break. I have a phone call. I'm supposed to be helping her get home right now. I have a phone call. I'll be right back. Alright, I have returned. I don't know why I had so much difficulty unmuting my microphone just then, but there we are. And I'm done hiding behind this building. Like I said, there's one more place I need to go to. Oh, let's have a chat with Hitman. Well, I want to thank you for all the times that you used the hint shop. It's been a while since I first saw you. This is my final day in business. Well, so long, kid. No, Master Ness. See you again if fate allows it. But yes, the other place I need to go to is Jackie's Cafe. You know, go see Goro Majima. Well, no, not actually him, but there's somebody in there. Goro Majima! Sorry about the other day, Ness-chan. Sidewalk Cafe isn't as profitable as it used to be. This is just a hangout for the regulars. Whee! Yes! Pokey left me. His own dad had just disappeared. You see him, tell him that he should take better care of his father. Don't tell my wife and Annette I've been spending my time here. Whee! So that's where Pokey's father ended up. Good evening, hero. How about an espresso? Hey, long time no see. Thought of a new joke since before. Knock knock. Who's there? Sawyer. Sawyer who? Sawyer doing well. I'm fine too. You don't think it's funny? I really thought this would be funny to you. Now my self-confidence is totally shot. Back to therapy! Damn, Ness, you're so cold. The hint I gave you was critical to helping you win. Happy. We rock! Haha! Speaking of happy, I think the Happy Valley is the next place for me to go. Maybe. Although weirdly, I can't fast travel. I can't teleport to the Happy Valley. I'm just gonna double check to make sure that there's nothing else I can think of. Yeah, okay, I think Happy Valley is the last place for me to go to before I go home and finish it, so let's head back to Tucson. And I'll bike my ass over there. I did not mean to do the, use the ATM card. It's funny that I can't fast travel to the, to Happy Village. And you know, I can't recall if I've actually gone back there and talked to the Mr. Saturn that lives there. Because he wouldn't come out because he was scared of the cult at first. Ness and his happy face. I like how I've spent nearly, what, 40 minutes or so just wandering around the game after beating the boss. Hey, lady. No problem here. Wait, what? What? There's plenty of room, why can't— okay. That didn't make any sense. Pathing for the bike is really weird. I'm beginning to think that it's probably going to be faster for me to not— yeah, it's going to be faster for me not to use the bike. It's amazing how peaceful and relaxing this place is when you're not being assaulted by wandering trees and aliens. Hey, look, a present I left behind. Specifically, I'm coming back here because I can go have a little chat with Mr. Carpenter. Thanks, ahead of time. Finally, I have a chance to apologize. Oh yeah, that's right, because you forcefully sold me a postcard. That was pointless. Don't you think the mental health of everyone in the village has improved, man? What a nice little house. Hi, you! Not very chatty, Mr. Saturn, are you? Ah, there he is. Hello, you jerk. Hey, Ness, it's been a long time! Since we last met, the whole town has woken up. Best happiness comes from being free. You kids made me realize that. Hi, I'm fine. You look fine also. The Happy Religious group has broken up. This building is temporarily closed. Alright, let's fast travel to Annette, because there's 2 more things left to do before I... you know, actually finish the game. Well, actually, one thing I want to do is weirdly stay in the hotel, even though it's so close to home. Because... Good morning, here's your free copy of the morning newspaper. Here's today's headlines in the Annette Times. Annette Police Chief finishes EarthBound, asks, where is the sequel? Although actually, I think if I were to stay at every hotel in the game, they would have a different newspaper article specifically relating to the end of the game. But at this point, I'm not going to go back to every place. Let's go have a chat with the police chief, however. Little pest, I saved the world, damn it. So you traveled all over the world. Bet you didn't meet anyone stronger than I, did you? I know that you didn't. Wahaha! I kind of did. I still haven't forgiven you for, you know, trying to beat the shit out of me. I'm a child. Oh yeah, the burger shop. I need to drop in there as well. Let's go have a chat with the mayor while I'm here. See if he has anything new to say. Probably not. It's a nice thing to remember. It's alright if you forget. You know, like the time I had to repeatedly go to the hospital because Jeff kept falling unconscious. Oh, Ness, I saw a picture in the international newspaper of someone who looks just like you. There's no way it was you. Maybe I'd like to study my city management techniques so that you can become mayor someday? Since I returned peace to the town of Annette, I was re-elected mayor. Are you here to celebrate? Yes. No. Sure. Thanks a lot. From this day forward, until the day I die, I will dedicate my life to peace and Annette. Sure thing, you lousy jerk. To the burger shop! Go see an old friend who's found some gainful employment. Hey, Frank! Hello, sir. How may I help you? Aren't you Ness? After our battle, I became serious, and I've been working very hard. I've even been doing some training for... well, a little bit of pro wrestling. It's the ring for me, baby. Ooh, yeah! So you made it back alive. Must have many stories to tell. Let's get together for a drink when you have a chance so I can hear your stories. Talking about drinking mineral water. I'm still underage, you know. Yes, that's the other weird thing. Despite the fact that he looks like he's at least in his 30s, I think Frank is meant to be like 18 or 19 years old. Which is crazy to think about. Let's go return this book. Hi! It's not necessary to return the map now. Come back in the year 2001 to return us. How about this book? Finally, you've come to return the book. Seems like you finished it. You're such a good boy. As a reward, I'll give you a kiss. Thanks, lady. Alright, we have one last person to visit before we go home. Somebody who kicked off a large chunk of the insanity that happened because of that stupid statue he found. Although I'll stop by Pokey's house too to talk to his mother and brother if they're there. Is the meteor still up there, I wonder? I'm gonna want to check that out too. Can't see why it wouldn't be. Hello, liar, exaggerate, you creepy bastard. I presume you're still here. There he is. You're being vain, Ness. Life is not that easy. You just saved the Earth from a crisis. Don't act so stuck up. When I was younger, I too saved the Earth many times. I live a modest life. That's the way it should be. Don't you think a real hero is someone like me? No! Don't be such a snob. What happens if I say yes? When you grow up, why don't you become my partner and we'll make lots of money? Buddy, you found an evil statue that possessed several people and caused half of the problems we've had this entire adventure. I think you should quit while you're ahead. Such as it is. Yep, the meteor is still there. Seems like a big meteorite landed here not too long ago. I mean, yes, it kind of did. Through? Let me through! Okay. See how the neighbors are doing. The hell are you? Salutations! You're the boy living next door. I heard that your family is in debt. Miss Midge told me about it. Well, live and learn. You just have to keep plugging away. As usual, you're wearing your grubbies. So what do you want? My son isn't at home now. He's walking around somewhere. My husband is also gone. Oh yes, this is Mr. Prettyman. He always has great advice. He's a real gentleman, he is. He'll be happy that you met him. I assume that she's got a new beau, then. I haven't seen you in a while. You look cool. I'm nowhere near as cool as you. I'm just average cool. I don't know, Picky Man, you're alright in my book. You're the only member of your family who's not a jerk. So, you know, there's that. Anyway, let's actually finally go home and finish this. But maybe have a chat with folks on the phone. Hi, it's your dad. To get to the next level? I guess I don't need to tell you this anymore. Next week will be your birthday, Ness. I'm trying very hard to be home for that big day. Be sure to get you a good present. Following your adventures closely, but I want to hear about them from you in person. You sound a lot more mature over the phone. Well, I'll see you at home then. Bye! Hello, this is Mock Pizza. Our delivery man got tired and quit, so we decided to close the shop. Thank you for consistently using us for all your pizza needs. Yo, this is the Lazy Cowpoke Stop and Go. Yeah, we're a new truck stop. We just opened. What's that? Stoic Club? Lame old place shut down ages ago. Totally remodeled the place. Now we got loud music, great food, and really rowdy crowds. Listen, buddy, I'm too busy to talk to you right now. Drop by any time. Come, you enjoy, I promise, but you won't let me in because I'm a minor. Other dogs haven't figured it out yet, but I know that you guys saved the world. Wow, you've become such a strong young man. I'd like to hear all of your stories, but I don't want to annoy you as soon as you walk in through the door. For all your chats with people you met on your adventure are finally over, please come back here. The photo man brought an album by. I'd like to look at it with you. I'll go have a chat with my sister before we do that, I guess. Goody! My brother is back! You got a lot of catching up to do with your schoolwork. York! If you have any problems with your assignments, I'll help you. Don't get freaked out. The Discargo Express, my old company, help you? Save some money, so we'll do the lunch thing sometime. You also got a new girlfriend. Your adventure must have been pretty good. Do you need help with anything other than your schoolwork? What do you want me to— I can still get items! I said take care, it just slipped out of my mouth. Just like I was talking to you when you were gone. I thought you said you didn't work for them anymore. Did you finish doing everything you wanted to? Okay, now you can finally share your incredible experiences with me. You did so well. And now it's time for memories. I think I got most of the photos. Not all of them, but most of them. Picky Minch, Lardna Minch, Aloysius Minch, Pokey Minch. Buzz Buzz! Pokey runs away. Liar Exaggerate. Frank Fly. The Sharks. B.H. Prickle. Captain Strong. On a police force. Paula's mom, Paula's dad. Paula. Orange Kid. Apple Kid. Mr. Everdread, who, remember, is dead. He died. Runaway 5. Happy Happyists. Car Painter. And Pokey again. Bubble Monkey. Tony Maxwell. Tessie. The Tessie Watching Club. Rick Road, who has now become some sort of giant dungeon monstrosity. Dr. Endonuts. Jeff. Mr. Saturn. Master Belch. George Montague. Gerardo Montague. Talarama. Thanks for handing out those gift subs there, Baked. Once again, being the MVP. Gildegard Monotoli. Venus. Who? Who's Master? Star Master. Dungeon Man. Noble Warrior. Tinder Tribesman and Random Mr. Saturn. Flying Men. Random Townsfolk. I love that everybody shows up. Dad, Rue. Tracy, Ness, and Mom. My father is a phone. No, my father is Dr. Andonuts. We've established this. Ness is an illegitimate child. Then we have this creepy dude. And here we go. It's the actual pictures that he takes throughout the course of the game. So, you know, if you missed most of them, then this will be very short. And whoever was with you at the time is in the pictures. All with their deadpan expressions, because Ness is the only one who actually gets into it for some reason. Program director Satoru Iwata. Iwata, the man who basically saved this game. Because once again, the story is that the coding was such a mess they were probably never going to be able to release this. And then he pulled an all-nighter and fixed it. Oh yeah, no, I think EarthBound might have been one of the first major jobs that Iwata did for Nintendo. And again, if not for the fact that he put in the extra time to clean everything up, this game may have never been released, which is wild to think about. I know I've mentioned it already, but I still just really love the fact that Ness is the only one who gets into these, like, pictures, and everyone else is just there. It's like, eh. Ness, this weird flying man stalking you throughout your entire adventure is weird. It's really weird. Map checkers, Mapper Kojima. Sampling voices, Shigesato Oke, Itoi. Yukari Whistle Saito. Hirokazu Belch Koyano, Etsuko Venus Kawano, Kashi Mu Watanabe. Paula's dead in that picture. I didn't realize that. Okay, so apparently when your character is unconscious, they also show up like that. Didn't realize we were doing a little bit of ghost photography here. Oh boy. And then I yawn. And many others. The producers wish to thank Moon Writer's Office. Ooh. Lucky nice. Associates. It took me a while to actually get around to finishing it, but I do really love this game. Co-producer Satoru Iwata. This is probably one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. It really had an effect on me when I played it as a kid. I mean, parts of it haven't exactly aged well in terms of like game mechanics and stuff like that, but it's a really fun adventure, and it's really unique. It's certainly a story you don't forget when you experience it.
I miss you.
And they miss us, apparently. And player cap. I think that was the lead sound designer that said I miss you. I think that they recorded his voice for that. Can't recall. I'd have to look that up, but... And you! Now, if I remember right, there's a little something extra at the end of this. I don't know if I need to... I thought there was. Ah, there we go. Maybe. Ah, there it is. It's happening again! Someone's knocking at the door. What an annoying knock! My land, who could be knocking at the door at this time of night? Would you answer it? Got fleas sucking me dry, so I'm just gonna lie still for now. It's Piggy! A letter arrived from my brother Pokey. It is addressed to Ness. There's no stamp, and it's not time for the mailman to come. Anyway, I brought it over. It says, "Come and get me, loser. Spankety, spankety, spankety." Take that back! I wonder where he is. Spankety, spankety, spankety. The end. But the funny thing about that is... See, the one thing I do know about Mother 3, and this is a bit of a spoiler for that, is that Pokey is himself the main villain of the next game. But Ness is not involved whatsoever. So he never actually does deal with Ness again. Ness's job is done. He's already been through enough crap. Anyway, that's it. That is the end of the EarthBound. So if you happen to stop by to watch, I thank you very much for doing so, and hopefully you'll find folks to join me again next time, which will be, I don't know. I'm not sure when the next time my stream is going to be, but it will certainly, probably, maybe, be? I don't know why I'm hedging. It's almost certainly going to be Kirby and the Forgotten Land. That's the next thing I'm going to stream. And as for the next Retro Sunday, I don't know. I got a few games in mind I'd like to do. Honestly, one of them is Kirby Superstar. I wouldn't mind playing that again, too. Because I'd seen Baked play it not too long ago, and at the same time, I mean, playing Forgotten Land has just reminded me of that. So yeah, anyway. That'll have to do for now. But until next time, whenever that may be, once again, I thank you very much for stopping by to watch if you did indeed do so, and I'll see you next time. Until then, however, I wish you a farewell. You have a great day. So long for now.